Hello everyone, we are streaming the Bughouse World Championship qualifier arena, the second open arena. I probably should have just kept streaming before. I did not realize there was an open arena like a half an hour after the previous arena. So that's my bad for not being on top of the schedule. But we have a lot of strong players already registered. We have Chewy and Marvel, Jenna and Larso, Horko and Zizon. Well, I'm not sure if Horko is partnered to Zizon, but Horko and Zizon are both in the tournament. Rezax is playing. Chess MN16, I believe that's what's his name? Is a prominent Lee chess guy. We have Russ Magic. So, I'm sorry, games have already started. So let's get watching. Hey Kai. Okay, so we have Chewy and Marvel versus Genna and Larso. I believe both of these teams already qualified in the previous arena, so I may be wrong about that. Earlier I thought Nagalan was in the list of people playing this one who has not qualified yet. That's Katas' other username, but I'm not sure. I didn't see him when I looked a minute ago. So maybe he's playing, maybe he's not. So these games are going to be very, if you watched the Challengers Arena a few minutes ago, these games are going to be very different. First of all, the time control is different in the open section. There's a 2-minute time control instead of a 3-minute time control. Second of all, these guys play a lot more precise. And they're much more aggressive and fast. So Chewy on the attack is just won a queen. These bishops are doing a good job defending for Genna. I like this idea. Either draw the king out or win a rook. Looking good for Marvel. Genna has chosen safety, but has lost a rook in the process, which has hurt his partner. Now some more people join. It looks like FM Chess Kid has joined. Let's check out Horko's game. So games this fast paced, I'm not going to be able to provide as much commentary as the lower rated games. It's more, we're going to sit back and enjoy the show a lot. Unless they're sitting, then we can figure out why they're sitting. Okay, knight wins queen. There's the knight. Takes the queen. Chewy on the attack. I didn't realize this was the game I was watching. I wanted to watch the other one, but that's okay. We're here. So maybe rook takes, or you could just develop the bishop. Okay, that's a strong move too. Getting all his pieces in play. You could reroute this knight. I would like to get this bishop active though. Now the bishop is active, making a threat. The rooks defend each other. I'm gonna grab this rook file at some point. So this looks like mate for Chewy. Is it the pin? Alright, I wanted to watch a Horko game. Hey, maybe we watch Zizon. Zizon doesn't seem to be playing right now. Oh, Jeffrey. Jeffrey's playing. Alright, we're for sure gonna watch some Jeffrey games. Is he partnered to Nagalan? No, he is. The text is on his Red Nova account. Sorry, I'm just unfollowing some players so we don't get interrupted. Let's watch a few games. Jeffrey X and Red Nova. Red Nova is Katask, A Wonder Liang. These are the defending world champions, and they have not qualified yet. This is the first arena they're participating in. That's a free rook, but he wants to prevent the sack. A rook mates for Jeffrey. Queen is forced, and there it is. Queen in, rook takes, promote to rook. So they are on a streak. So it's good to see that they are defending their title. We weren't sure whether they were going to do that. I assume Jeffrey's not streaming. No, Jeffrey hasn't streamed in a while. Jeffrey started streaming. A lot of us enjoyed his streams, but there was some drama where he felt, I think he was manipulated by Chess Bay. So I think that's the reason he stopped streaming. But obviously he's a very strong player. He was a very entertaining streamer. I hope he gets back into it at some point. So if this queen is deflected, then we can take the bishop. Hey, Midnight Fox. Thank you so much for the subscription. I really appreciate it. Midnight Fox, are you still feeling sick? If you want to co-commentate, I'm going to jump in the channel anyway. And if any of the organizers want to pop in the voice channel, they can do that. Oh, new night in, mates. Okay, they're playing VJ Baker and FM Chess Kid. VJ Baker has achieved a very high rated. He got into bughouse got into bughouse a lot, maybe 2 or 3 years ago. I've seen him at some over-the-board tournaments. He's a very strong over-the-board player too. Tribute to the moon. Used to be known as FM Chess Kid. I've known him for many years. We used to be in a big Skype call together called Bug Fam. So we could take this. We could take this pawn. I mean, I guess we don't want to allow rook takes. Probably we take the rook. Okay, put in more pressure. And now a knight has arrived. That knight can be very valuable. FM Chess Kid is doing a great job over here. On the other hand, VJ Baker is going to have a tougher time living. Queen may have to go at some point. It looks like Jeffrey X is going to survive the onslaught. He did lose a bit of material in the process, but Red Nova has been winning material. It'll balance out. Rook mates for Buju. But the time is kind of overwhelming. Oh, that was a nice mate with a bunch of different knights. So will Red Nova sack is a question. This rook wants to move to a better square. We have a lot of threats. Jeffrey controlling a lot of those important diagonals. Jeffrey getting all of his pieces in play. There's been a resignation. It's a team of 2 players from India. Could be strong contenders as well. Remember, there's 4 slots up for grabs this arena. Let's see how it's going so far. A lot of people on streaks. Marvel and Chewie on a streak. Jeffrey and Red Nova on a streak. Rezax and Aileen. Aylin. I forget who this is off the top of my head, but this is an alt account of a player who's been around a while. Rezax usually partners with Kibo Playin, so this may be the latest Kibo Playin alternate account here. Genna and Larso partnered up again. I'm not sure who Zizon is partnered to. And it looks like he's not playing a game right now. A bunch of players not currently paired. Maybe we jump in and see a Genna Larso game. They're playing Chewie and Marvel. Hey, Coffee Chess. So Marvel is on the attack, but Genna has all the pieces. One possibility would be to bring this bishop somewhere to vacate this square, even stacking the bishop for the pawn so that you have a square for a knight check. You could just drop a pawn here. Okay, so Larso under attack. We could play knight takes knight. Okay, he's letting his rooks work with each other. This is hard to defend. So a rook would mate if knight takes knight. Time is very, very close. Another thing you're going to notice about these top teams is it's going to be very rare to have overwhelming time advantages because these guys use their time advantages. So times are usually going to be just within a few seconds. Oh, Joanna is playing. Good to see him back in the mix. He's a very strong Crazy House player. I forget what his fix was off the top of my head. But Joanna did play on fix. Oh, Jack James playing in under 2000. Good luck to you. Okay, queen trade on offer. Larso going for initiative. Knight at f6 doesn't quite work because you don't want to give the rook file. I think it was a really bad idea to give this rook file. I play rook takes. A massive attack from Larso. Now a knight is very good for Zwalnat. Genna up a slight amount of time. Oh, okay. This looks promising. Oh, we gotta watch out for queen n. Oh, nice find there. And that's mate. Okay, Horko. I forget what is Chess MN16. He's like a League chess player who organizes tournaments. He organized the Barcelona tournament, I believe, but I forget what his name is off the top of my head. Oh, something doctor. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank right now, but it's good to see him playing. Okay, so this attacks and defends. We want to get rid of this knight in his all up in his business. Maybe sack the queen. Okay, choosing not to sack the queen. Horko under a lot of pressure here. So, So Gena up about 4 seconds. Worried about giving more ammunition to chess MN16. Pawn takes pawn could be good because now the bishop has a battery here. Now pawn at f7, quite good. I would have played knight takes there, but okay. Fine. I like knight takes or bishop takes. They're both good. Well, okay. Time is very close. Larso needs to attack. This is a position that's almost impossible to defend, so he needs to attack. He may need to push the pawn and knight drop as his only option to keep initiative. The problem is he's down like 2 seconds. And if his opponent can live for 2 seconds... Oh, Truth Doctor. Thank you, Bughouse fan. Thank you. Yeah, so Chess MN16 is Truth Doctor. He organized a tournament in Barcelona. Earlier, he organized one in, I think, Israel. Or it might have been Cyprus. So he's organized 2 tournaments in Europe in the recent past. So it's good to see more over-the-board Bughouse happening. And in addition, he's very active on Lichess, very active in the Crazy House community. Larso looking for ways, first to burn time, and second to get attacks on the king. Because again, this is pretty hard to defend. The threat is knight in or rook in. Or rook can take either of those things. What happened? Oh, there was mate on the right board. Interesting. Okay, this guy trying to match mate chess. That's a block. Alright, let's check the stand-ins. Probably want to watch more Jeffrey and Red Nova. Although it's good. Let's watch one more game here. Oh, okay. Well, that was a quick game. Oh, we get to see Jeffrey anyway. Okay. So I'm gonna follow Jeffrey. And we're gonna unfollow Larso. Bugena has paused his attack. A little bit safer. Katask has a pretty great attack here. Red Nova is Katask. A pretty great attack here. You could just play Rook takes pawn, help him with defense. And Jeffrey's team is up by about 3 seconds. Okay, I don't think we've seen the soccer board team before. At least not this arena. I think they were playing a previous arena. By the way, let's check on the streak. So 8-game streak from Jeffrey X. About 20 minutes into the arena. Do they have different scores? I don't think they... Oh, okay. One has 8 out of 9, one has 8 out of 10. So I think maybe one of them joined the arena and got paired and then resigned a game to make sure that they were paired correctly with each other. that's much less of a problem than when someone wins and they have a different number of wins. So they have the same streak, same number of wins. They have one has one more game than the other. I think he entered a game, realized he didn't have his partner, then resigned. That's not a big deal. Is CR1 playing? Yasser CR1? He is not, as far as I know. He plays a lot more Crazy House than Bughouse. And he probably doesn't even know about this tournament, honestly. I think he would play if he got an invitation from like John Lee to partner him or something like that. But like someone he respects would have to invite him to play and to partner. It would be interesting to have John Lee in the mix too. So maybe a future year. I don't think that's in the cards for this year. Jeffrey get in some more development. So one of the big differences between these grandmasters who are good at Bughouse and ordinary Bughouse players are how effectively they use their pieces. So Jeffrey X makes sure every one of his pieces is on an active, useful square. Rook check, another pawn check. So if the queen takes, then there's knight check. I assume we're taking the bishop. And then if he takes, we can get in on the light squares. Oh, I would have dropped a rook in, but I guess he wants to save that rook to mate with. Okay, you can... Okay, I got engrossed on the left board, but the task was busy checkmating on the right board. Shibutu the Moon and VJ Baker, an extremely strong team, but Jeffrey and Task just run right through them. Like that's how overpowered they are. Okay, Jeffrey going for the dark squares. Getting his pieces developed. This is already covered by the knight. So another knight on f6 could be good, but there's no other knight to be had. Task uptime, he's never going to give that knight. Does he need to worry about a pawn? I don't think really. By the way, this is Chewy and Marvel. So maybe just knight takes pawn and then bishop in, something like that. What else is there available for Chewy? If this knight were to move, then the queen would guard. Maybe like knight g5 could be an idea. I don't think you just want to give this knight for nothing. Okay, pawn at a6. Threat with a knight. Knight is not currently forthcoming. I mean, you could sack the queen for it. Doesn't mate though. But not worth it. Now the knight guards this critical square. And Chewy just hangs that. Oh, I would have taken this pawn. But okay, this is... Get some more pieces on the board. Gotta take that. Not sure what we're waiting for here. You definitely can't capture. This becomes a queen. So these are the only two options. Bishop takes, yeah. Jeffrey staying safe, always grabbing a rook. I probably would have played bishop takes pawn instead. But Jeffrey is a greedy guy. We'll see if his greed pays off. Okay, now he brought the bishop back, so saved the bishop. So there's some hanging pieces, but Jeffrey has enormous threats. Look at all the extra pieces Jeffrey has. Okay, this has got to be mate here. Even if there isn't, he can take the queen. I didn't see who won, but they seem to still have their streak. So I assume Jeffrey and Katask won that one. Katask is Red Nova, yeah. Okay, oh, Zyzon is partnered with Chicken. So now we know what the part is. I guess Chicken was maybe late to the arena. This would be another strong team. I think Jeffrey and Red Nova are just much faster than them. So I don't think Chicken will win this particular game, but I think Chicken is going to have a strong showing in the arena. I mean, they'll definitely qualify, Chicken and Zyzon. If not this arena, then a future one. Chicken and Zyzon probably have the most experience of anyone in the tournament. Probably the most total games. Zyzon on the attack, but he doesn't have much ammunition to go with. Knight back here any good? Maybe not. Okay. I'm gonna check. Bishop check, I assume. Still think knight there is reasonable. Okay, he's letting his rooks defend each other, bring another rook into play. The time advantage is overwhelming for Jeffrey and Red Nova here. The Chicken and Zyzon making a lot of very strong moves. Staying safe, they have good attacks. But it's just really hard to win down this much time. That's a weird bishop move. Is that a mouse slip? Probably a mouse slip. I mean, it does guard the pawn, but it's just a very inactive bishop. I assume it's a mouse slip. And that's a flag. They had 36 seconds left. We're seeing Zwanet and playing the Zwanet team. After this game, I think I'm going to switch to watching Chicken Zyzon. At least for a few games. Oh, well, that was pretty fast. Alright, let's find Chicken. They're not on very many wins. But this is a team to watch. Like I said, I think they started the arena late. So we could see them catch up over the... How far are we into the arena? We're about 30 minutes in. They still have plenty of time to catch up. I wonder if Spurs got in. I'm not sure if Spurs is playing this particular tournament. versus another longtime player, another strong player, Knightmates. He's under attack by Zyson. But they are down time. They're down about 10 seconds. So Chicken needs to form another plan. Okay, so Chicken can force a queen trade, which helps his partner. Okay, now he just wins a queen for free. It looks like his partner mates even without it. It's a win for the Chicken team. Yeah, Kai, you can join any arena at any point. All you need to do is be accepted into the club, and to be accepted into the club, you need to have the appropriate rating. So, just if you're under 2,000, then you go into the Challengers Club. If you're over 2,000, you go in the Open Club. So just apply, and we'll let you in. And then you should have like a manual partner, so make sure your partner's in the club as well. Check the times of the arenas and play when the arena you want to play in is going on. Oh, Zyson has won a queen and is active on the attack. Queen trade offered. Time is very close. Oh, they're playing FM Chess Kid and VJ Baker. A lot of these key squares are covered. I think Chicken is safe. Probably determining a plan. Oh, that's a nice move, because now the knight can come in. Maybe not as safe as I thought. And now bishop would be quite good for Shibutu. Or a queen, obviously. Even better. This should be mate for VJ Baker. Maybe knight at d5. Okay, he's going to come out this way. I guess if king goes down, pawn check to stop the escape square, then can come here. Okay, that allows, yeah, bishop check. Now we could always just take the rook. Yeah, this looks... Okay, so a knight mates immediately for VJ Baker. VJ Baker looking for some continuations. VJ Baker trading queens. So Shibutu's king is a much safer king. So that queen trade definitely benefits their team. Now VJ Baker just really needs to stay safe. And if he's safe, I think their team wins. But he can also calculate out a mate. Okay, so now even a pawn is good. They're up 5 seconds. He can certainly wait for a pawn. Oh, 2 queens. That's going to do it. That was a fun game. Oh yeah, thank you for putting the link in there, Big Splat. The clubs are also linked from does that command not work? Oh, yes. So from this announcement, this links to the clubs you need to join and gives more details of the tournament. There's still plenty of time for more people to get involved in this tournament. And there's still plenty of slots open. I think very good chances you can make it to the group stage at this point. There's so many arenas left, both in the under 2000 and in the open section. Making it out of the group stage to the single elimination ladder will be harder. But we'll see who can bring their A game. Okay, so a lot of these squares are covered by Zizon. There aren't really direct threats. Like the knight guards the square. We can just bring the knight out. And if rook check, we can take. Oh, that's a greedy move by Zizon. Zizon sees a rook, he takes a rook. What a greedy guy. Alright, now you gotta watch out for a knight here. Knight here would mate. The rook guards that. Could take the knight. And yeah, getting more pieces on the board. Good idea for Zizon. Well, this guy challenged me at chess. Now you gotta go block him. That's a block. And so the chicken team is picking up a bunch of pieces. See how much material they're up on both boards. And the time is fairly close, but they should be able to chess either board at this point. All they need to do is make sure neither of them gets mated. Knight guards this square. Zizon's just going to stay safe. Chicken is attacking. Chicken could consider promoting pawns, or could just take some pieces. There's some weird possibilities with like pawn here. And then if he takes this way, you could drop a pawn in. If he takes this way, you promote. So pawn at e3 was a threat, but this knight makes it really straightforward. Pawn in is mate. I'm not sure why Fizhal with a raid in the 1700s is in the open section, but he might be a newer player. Okay, this is a fun game. We have Larso and Genna, two Grandmasters versus two FIDE Masters, Chicken and Zizon. And Larso actually has been playing bughouse for a while. He took a long break, but he played back in the day on the free internet chess server long before he was GM, and he was about 2200 on fixed, maybe like 10 years ago, something like that. So obviously he's improved a lot, both at chess and at bughouse. Cutting off the bishop. So Chicken would like to start attacking. Squares around his king, fairly well covered. New rook in, and win a queen. But that was enough for Genna to win. And Zizon not so safe that time. Alright, maybe we should switch. Let's go back to the Jeffrey X team. They're on a 17 game streak. Gonna unfollow Chicken. Okay, they're playing Rezax, and I assume Galat here is Kibu playing, because that's who Rezax usually partners, but I'm not certain of that. If anyone has confirmation, you can let me know. King's Gambit. I'm not playing for two reasons. Number one, because I like commentating, and I think we can get some good commentary streams in. Number two, because my rating is usually hovers 21 to 2200, which means I would have to be in the open section and I would be near the bottom of the open section with really no chance of winning very much. If I got a very good partner, then maybe I could qualify for the group stage, but like there's no way I'm going to get out of the group stage. So I just figured this was a better route to go. Who was the best on Fix? So Fix, there was about 20 years when Fix was the place to play Bughouse. That's a long time horizon, and some people came and went. When I started playing on Fix, Ganesh was the best Bughouse player in the world, but he stopped playing pretty soon after I started playing. So I met him once at a 2001 gathering in Las Vegas. After he left, Firefly, who is Zyzon up here, he was among the best for a while. J Killer was a pretty good player. So J Killer rose to prominence. P. Minier from Philadelphia, he was pretty good, not like a top player, not like a top player, but pretty up there when I started, and he kind of retired when I started, though he plays over the board occasionally. Anyway, at that point, like Chicken Cross Road hadn't started playing, Kazım Gulamali hadn't started playing. When Kazım started playing, who was Vaboris on Fix, he quickly became the best player. So Vaboris was the best player for several years, and then he stopped playing because there was just no competition for him. He was just much better than everyone. And then Chicken entered the scene. Chicken started playing. Chicken Cross Road became the best player up here. He was the best player for probably at least 5 years, maybe 5 or 7 years. He was the best player in the world. And some players came back because they saw there were competition. So Kazım Vaboris came back and started playing again once Chicken was on the scene, as he saw that he had real competition. And near the end of the Fix era, Cheesy Bread, who is 12teen on chess.com, he started playing, and there was controversy about whether he surpassed Chicken as the best player in the world. I was skeptical, but right now it's pretty clear that 12teen Cheesy Bread is the best player in the world. So he's overtaken Chicken. But 12teen doesn't play that often. Jeffrey X and Red Nova here, otherwise known as Katask, nowadays they're either the second best or the best in the world. The question is whether they're better than 12teen, and both of them insist that 12teen is better than that they are. But I mean, together, the question is, if these guys are on a team, can they beat 12teen partnered with anyone else? And the answer to that is probably yes. That's kind of where we are now. Is Kazım still playing? He doesn't play that often. He kind of realized that there's no money in Bughouse, not much money in chess, so he got into poker. He resurfaces every now and then. He enjoys Bughouse, but only when he has a very strong partner, and only when he's playing very strong opponents. So like occasionally, like I'll partner Kazım on stream, and usually when I partner him, he'll play until like we lose a game, and then he'll get frustrated and want to stop. but he's a very good player. The other thing that motivates him is money. So he played, I think, was it last year that he was partnered with I forget who he was partnered with. I think he was partnered with Plotkin one year. He replaced Plotkin's partner when Plotkin's partner was disqualified. So he and Plotkin finished pretty high in the tournament. So yeah, I've seen Kazum get interested in Bughouse again when there are wagers on the line. So when people want to bet money, all of a sudden he will get very interested and try harder. But yeah, without money on the line, it's less interesting to him. This is a nice move because if the queen is displaced, then there's mate here. Okay, but now the rook guards. So Red Nova got out of that threat. Oh, whoops. Who else am I following? So most pieces are on the Katask board. Katask trying to get some initiative, tempoing the queen. This bishop does guard some key squares. I was trying to cut off the rook. So that's like an anti-pre-move tactic that if he takes that, it's mate. But it just really hung a piece. Again, trying to cut off the rook. So the threat is knight in is mate. So I had to hang the rook there. Pawn is good for Red Nova or a rook. But he could just play knight in instead of wait in. Or he could play knight takes bishop. There's something on g2 or g1. Knight takes bishop would be my suggestion. Another possibility is just keep making moves. Maybe knight at h4. Okay, Marvel has some extra pieces, but Red Nova, fairly safe position. Marvel forming a pawn wall. And now he's getting more pieces on the board. Attacking that king. Developing those pieces. Red Nova staying safe. Wait, what? Is this mate? Or no, the bishop guards. My bad. Chewy has shed a queen. On check possible. Okay. I'm surprised he's not taking the knight. That knight was a thorn in his side. Wow, that's adventurous of Jeffrey. The bishop guards these dark squares. Rook would be quite good. Oh, the queen is forced. Queen mates in one. What is the time like? Looks like Red Nova is up maybe 1 second. If you were downtime, this would be instant death. Or no, wait. This is a white bishop. So no, that's not even mate. So queen here, king up. We take the knight. I mean, still very good for Chewy, but not quite mate. This is looking mate-ish. On here's mate. And this is going to be the first loss. That's a win for Chewy and Marvel. So they're off the streak. That's 78 points. Not unbeatable. So the bishop guards his weak square. Queen trade offered. That's going to benefit Jeffrey. New queen in seems reasonable. Queen in, whatever you take, just take it. Now you can move the knight or just pawn in. Pawn in is fine. Just new pawn in. Okay. Another possibility. Don't like that as much though. That's a mate threat. Knight check. Move. Don't like that. Well, if you're gonna lose, better to lose when you're off streak like that. So it's 2 losses in a row for Red Nova and Jeffrey. And we got Truce Doctor and Horko playing against them. Yeah, so I really think Jeffrey missed mate there, but maybe his partner was in too much trouble. Honestly, they move so fast it's hard for me to pay attention to both boards. But I really felt like Jeffrey did not need any more pieces. He just needed a bit more accurate play. So Jeffrey's team is up about 4 seconds. Interesting, tempo and the queen. Maybe bishop at f1. Still like bishop at f1. Maybe knight at d1 could be interesting. Knight at d1 to cut off the rook and threaten bishop at d1 where the rook can't take it. And you're also threatening this. So I would probably play knight at d1 here. Oh, take that. That helps task get a lot safer. Okay, he's going to be more direct with the bishop there. So the idea here is if queen takes, then we have queen takes knight followed by queen in. This is actually very aggressive. Nice find. Okay. We'll watch one more, then we're going to switch to another team to watch. Ooh, this pawn move seems a little sus. Okay, he wants to pick up this knight. Yeah, if you're going to lose the knight anyway, might as well take a pawn for it. Jeffrey effectively using the pieces he has, but he needs to get these pawns out of there and try to undermine the pawn chain. So they are up some time. Maybe he waits for knight. A new knight. Oh, this is a tricky move. Subtle threat. I like it. How do you even defend that? Push. No, you can't even push. Okay. Wow. So probably queen in. Okay, he's using the bishop. I thought queen was better because if he goes over there, you can take. Oh, that's mate for like a task. All right, we're gonna find another team to watch. let's take a look at VJ Baker team. Let me unfollow Jeffrey. They're playing Rezax and who I assume is Kiba playing, though we're not certain of that. So I guess you can't take that because then the rook would fall. Remove battle at the end, won by VJ Baker and Cebu to the moon. Let's watch another of their games, then we can check in on Chicken's Izon. By the way, Jeffrey and Katask at the top, then Gena and Larso. Rezax team doing pretty good. Tied with Chewy and Marvel. But a few of these teams have already qualified, so there's more slots to be had. So Chicken Zizon might qualify. Here, let's watch Chicken. Oh, they're playing Jeffrey and Katask. So there's a fork threat. Chicken attacking. Rook mates. Red Nova. Why would someone ever challenge me to a 30-minute game? That's so obnoxious. That's a block. Okay, so a lot of these key squares are covered. Oh wow, Chicken got a mate. So again, these guys are not unbeatable. Yeah, I got engrossed in this Izon board, so I didn't even see what happened on the right board. Who would I take? There's 12 and Jeffrey. I don't know, 12 and Jeffrey is a pretty Russian team. Chicken's just not as fast as he used to be. Chicken has like very strong moves, but his speed just isn't there anymore. But Katask is still pretty fast. Yeah, see, Chicken streams, first of all. So let me shout out Chicken, as you all should follow Chicken. I think this is what he is. So check out Chicken's stream, drop him a follow. If you watch his streams, you can see why he's rated like so low. Like he doesn't take the game seriously a lot of the times. Like he plays outside on a laptop. He's like checking bet-in websites while he's playing, and he'll make a move and he'll be like, I'll be right back, and then he'll like walk away to like get a sandwich or go to the bathroom in the middle of a critical position, and he does this regularly. So I mean, he's better when he focuses, but he does not focus all the time. Is Vampire Slayer playing? She's not. No. Vampy doesn't really like tournaments that much. She just wants to play for fun. She doesn't want to make bughouse about, oh, this king is in a bind. So a few pawns wins here. But if you're not going to get him, maybe just pawn takes. Oh, I guess they were up 10 seconds, so this queen was coming for sure. So queen in here was mate. I guess bishop made it too. And yeah, one of the interesting things about bughouse is people have different styles. Like, there's no one style that is necessarily the correct style. I mean, some people are sack sitters, some play more solid, some are very aggressive, some are more passive. Some try to feed their partners, some only worry about their own board, etc. And people play a variety of different openings. So bughouse is a really interesting game, just because not everyone plays it the same way. And Chicken's strength is different from a lot of other top players. Like, one of Chicken's biggest strengths is that he can complement a lot of different styles. So, like, if you are a player who's very aggressive and attacks a lot, Chicken will find a way to get you the pieces you want. If you are a more passive player, Chicken will be aggressive and attack. So when players have a versatile style like that, it makes their Raiden like a little bit harder to pin down. Raiden can depend a lot on partners. Chicken also gets better generally. Like, the longer a series is, the better his play will get, as he just adapts better than most people. So yeah, to the extent that Chicken is playing a lot in the random pool, and that he's playing a lot of like one-off games, like, his Raiden is going to go down. So knight is good for Chicken. What else may be good? He could go queen here in anticipation of a knight. He could just play queen takes pawn. So there's if the queen moves away though, then the queen will mate him. So I guess he wants like pawn here and then new knight here, and attack Chicken a lot. Chicken could always sack his queen. Okay, now a knight is incredibly strong for Chicken. Maybe knight here is even better. My bad, because then the square is free to attack. Oh, this king is not living very long at all. I guess he's mated. Bishop takes. That's mate. So that came down to time. How are we doing? We have 25 minutes left in the arena. Oh, VJ Baker team on a 9-game winning streak. Seems to be the most of anyone right now. Duchess, I think this is Drinka from Fix. It says he's from Estonia. I thought he was from Belgium, but maybe he's moved, or maybe my recollection was just dead wrong. I'm not sure. It's the top 4 teams that qualify, but there are people playing this arena who have already qualified. So they would not qualify like a second time. Instead, like the next team down would qualify. So, like of the teams here, I think Gennett and Larso have already qualified, and Marvel and Chewy have already qualified, and they're in the top 4 teams. So you should look for like the top 6 teams instead of the top 4 here. Yeah, Rust Magic has been around a while. If Rust Magic is who I think it is, then I think I've met him in person. There's a guy, I forget his username, but it's something with like an S from Fix. And it's someone who, like, and I might be wrong about this, but there was a guy who, like, lived in Russia, but came to the US for, like, an internship or a job or a short-term job of, like, 6 months and played some Bughouse over the board with us while he was here. So I haven't played with very many Russians, but that's one Russian that I have played with. If it is who I think. So Chicken has some good initiative here. King is safe, although if this queen trades, the question is, does Zizon live? So Zizon needs to think about either, he really needs to think about defenses. It's going to be hard to do. Whoa, was knight mate? Oh, okay. Oh, with bishop, that's helpful. Yeah. All right, we'll watch this one more game and then we'll switch to watching another team. Do you guys have preferences on who we should be watching here? If so, let me know in the chat. Oh, rook mates for soccer boy. I don't think any of these are coming though. Those should be fine. A chicken crushing. So Zizon just needs to clean up his defense a little bit here. Alright, let's find someone else to watch. Let's see. Oh, well they're playing Catast Jeffrey, so we want to watch this anyway. But after this we'll find someone else to watch. Light square is a little weak on the Zizon board. You take this. To vacate a square for a knight, maybe. Okay, he's gonna let's retreat. Sometimes discretion, better part of valor. This knight is a really powerful knight. It guards the check-in squares, attacks 2 heavies. Chicken has pretty decent attack. I think this is going to go for Chicken's Zizon. Yeah, they're off about 2 seconds. Strong position, and the other team has resigned it. Alright, we are not going to watch this game. Let's find someone else to watch. Let's see, let's check in on the VJ Baker team. Oh wait, they're not playing anyone, so there's a bad one to look for. Let's see, we haven't looked at this Indian team very much. Let's watch them. These are some strong players from India. It's good to see friends and countrymen working together here. But they're being attacked by Rust Magic and Dashas. I think this is going to be mate no matter which direction you go. Queen can come in. But they are up time. So Dashas needs to make up a bunch of time. That just hangs the dude. Okay, they made up enough time. There's just 1 second to go. Duchess was not going to get mated. Let's see, are these guys going to play another game? Yeah, okay, playing Genna Larso. Yeah, Levin Aronian, a very strong bughouse player. So he was the first GM that took a big interest in bughouse. He was the first GM that started playing frequently on the free internet chess server. So he had a 2500 rating. I think his username was RLN on the free internet chess server. And nowadays there are more GMs that play bughouse seriously, but back in the day he was like the only one. And he was number 2 in the world at the time. So he was pretty good at chess too. But like one of the things that has frustrated me is over the years I've seen a few attempts to have some bughouse tournaments where they just like invite famous chess players to, and they'll act like it's like some sort of world championship of bughouse, just because they have world champion chess players. But usually they'll invite chess players who just aren't very good at bughouse. Oh, I guess chicken didn't move there. That's weird. When there are some GMs who are legitimately very interested in bughouse and very good at bughouse. So, I mean, nowadays we see Larso is very good. We see both Jeffrey and Katask, A Wonder Liang, are good at bughouse. But in addition, Levin Aronian has always been very interested, always been very good. Wesley So has taken an interest in bughouse. Caruana is actually decent at bughouse. But like the types of players that they normally talk about inviting, people like Magnus Carlsen or Hikaru, are people who have not taken nearly as much of an interest. And Hikaru specifically, like, he's not terrible at bughouse. He's certainly better than me, even though he doesn't play regularly. But I mean, he's like 2300 strength, stuff like that. He's not 2600 strength at bughouse. His chess doesn't necessarily translate directly, which is not saying that Hikaru is a bad player or that he couldn't be very good at bughouse. It's just that he hasn't really applied himself to it recently. He played many years ago on Fix as Qualifier, and Qualifier only got a rating of something like 2200 at bughouse, so nothing very good. Whereas Aronian was 2500. If Hikaru cared about bughouse, he could get very good very quickly. And that's true of a lot of chess players. It's a lot easier for chess players to improve quickly, very strong chess players to improve quickly at bughouse than weaker chess players. But that doesn't mean they automatically have these skills without trying. Okay, who should we watch? We haven't watched Horko in a while. Let's watch a Horko match. Oh, they're playing Chewy and Marvel. Nice. No, don't get Carlson has played Carlson's. I mean, he's okay at bughouse. I'm just saying Carlson and Hikaru. Like, if Carlson and Hikaru partnered and entered this tournament without like any practice, I do not think they would finish in the top 4 teams. That is my claim. On the other hand, if they practice, like if they played bughouse for like a week straight and then they enter one of these tournaments, they would probably finish like number 2. I know they're very good at regular. Regular chess is not bughouse. Different game. And again, this is just my opinion. You know, I may be wrong. Other people may have different opinions. But based on watching bughouse for many years, that's what I think. Jack James says Shin for you. Do you mean Shinshaku? So Onagiri Samurai on the FearNet chess server, he went to Berkeley. I think later he moved to Japan because he's half Japanese, half American. A very strong bughouse player. And over the board, he could give Chicken a run for his money, even when Chicken was among the best. Truth Doctor, strong attack. But now they've cut off the queen. Okay, good to get this rook involved. The problem is this king is in a bind. A lot of these squares are not covered. Now it's Messy Kingdom's turn to attack. Oh, and that picks up the queen also. Okay, pawn would be good to pick up the rook. Could just take, okay, promote to knight, yeah. Messy Kingdom doing a good job cleaning up this mess. Okay, now you need to be a little bit worried. Oh, that's going to mate him. I think just, oh, maybe that doesn't work. We go out this way. Huh? Interesting. Okay, that's interesting, because now you can put a rook here. Oh, a new rook in his mate. So Truth Doctor's won that one. I thought we were going to be watching Horko. Oh, what's the question? Has anyone written a book on bughouse? There are 4, maybe 5 books on bughouse, but honestly, the books are not as good as the guides to bughouse. If you go to the club, the Bughouse Club, there's links to a bunch of bughouse resources. Oh, whoops, that's not the one I meant. I'm not sure what the command is. Bug Club. I don't know. But sorry, I didn't mean to self-promote. My club is much less interesting. If you go to chess.com and you join the official Bughouse Club, in the news items there, I think they have links to a bunch of bughouse resources, including Katast's book, Chicken's. I mean, when I say book, these are like PDF files that are maybe like 12 pages long. But Katast's guide, Chicken's guide, and a few other guys like Sorcy, Jarl Harlander also wrote things. As far as books, there are two books that I would recommend. Um, you can get them on Amazon. One was written by a bunch of top players collaboratively and talked about their approaches to the game, and was edited together, I thought, fairly nicely. So there are chapters from like J Killer and uh, the, the there's chapters from like a lot of top players at the time. King Walker had a chapter on King Walking, for example. Um, so yeah, that's a very solid book, and it talks about openings, it talks about the middle game, and so forth. The other book is just a book of tactics, and the tactics book is it just has Maiden 1, Maiden 2, Maiden 3. So you can brush up on your bughouse puzzles with that one. Okay, we should find someone to watch. Let's see who's playing. Let's watch Chicken's Eyes On. About 8 minutes left in the arena. And Big Splat says, heard some dude wrote an encyclopedia of bughouse openings. I heard that too. So I think we should ask Big Splat about that one. Hey Naveen, good to see you. Yeah, Naveen told me recently he's been improving a lot at chess. Didn't you say you got up to like 2000 USCF? Something like that. Good to see you, Naveen. Okay. Let me unfollow so we don't have random games pop up. Okay. We have Chicken and Zizon. Chicken and Zizon have not qualified yet, so this tournament is important to them. Even if they don't qualify here, they'll probably qualify in a subsequent one. Maybe just pawn up. Try to get the rook active. Oh, we can just take that bishop now that the queen has got off. Why wouldn't we? I guess he wants rook check. Oh, rook here. Probably even better. Rook check, then pawn, pawn is mate. So one pawn mates. Zizon downtime though. I don't think he's going to get that pawn. If he's not going to get the pawn, I would just grab the bishop. He still has a bunch of different threats. Another possibility, I guess, is rook at f8. Okay, well now he's mate. Hacker Boy did not take that threat seriously. So it looks like Jeffrey Catas stopped at 100. Anna Larso on an 11-game streak. So Chicken's Eyes On, even though they started late, they are in the run-in. They're probably going to qualify here. Yeah, definitely going to qualify. We only have 5 minutes left. So again, just to clarify, for those who may not know what's going on here, oh, pawn here was good. This is an arena qualifier for the Bughouse World Championship. In the open section, which is basically over 2,000, there are 6 arena qualifiers. Originally there were 4. We've extended that to 6. Give people more time possibilities in Asia and in the US. And in those 6 arena qualifiers, in each of them we will be taking the top 4 teams. if for some reason a team has already qualified, then it can't qualify twice. Like it can't qualify in like another arena. So in this arena, there are two teams playing, at least two teams who have already qualified, and they will not qualify again. So really, we need to look at the top 6 teams to see who qualifies from arena number 2 here. And we're pretty sure Chicken and Firefly, Chicken Zizon, are going to qualify, and Jeffrey X and Katask are going to qualify. Oh, that's a scary threat. Knight at e2. Pawn takes. The threat knight at f3. Probably a good idea. We could try pawn at d2. Try to get that rook out of there. Okay, so first he's stopping mate threats in his own territory. He should check. I guess worried that he would eat that. Okay. Trying to stop the king from going places. Rook mates for Soham. Zizon up time. Knight takes knight, I assume. Can't give this rook. Immediate mate. Zizon could always bring his king up to h2 to prevent the rook mate. Oh, queen in, that's mate. Clutch win. Just 2 minutes 40 seconds left. Genna Larso have passed Jeffrey X and Katask, but that really only matters for the group seeding. They're all gonna, and in fact, it doesn't matter because they qualified a previous arena. So top seed is still going to be Jeffrey and Katask. So this will be the last game we watch. This particular arena. Let's bring the knight out, I assume. I think there's mate with a pawn. So now knight check. Key move, he finds it. Followed by queen check, pawn in. Okay, this other knight. Yeah, so this is a good position to end on, I guess. Because this is a position a lot of people screw up. Like, this knight move is like a key move. Because if you just stick a queen in or a pawn in, king goes to the corner and you're safe. Knight move here, the idea is you have a dual purpose. If the king moves away, if it moves this way, then this is mate. If it moves this way, queen in is mate. And if pawn takes, then you're vacating a square. So then you have queen in, and you can just drop something on this diagonal, which is what happened. There's a lot of players, even above 2000, who do not see this mate pattern. Alright, let's check. There's a minute left in the arena. I guess we'll watch this Larso game. Not gonna finish, but... these guys should stall. It's mate in 1, but if they stall, then the game will abort. The tournament will be over in like 10 seconds. That was not a good idea for them, but Okay. But it's good sportsmanship anyway. Okay, so tournament's over. Um, First place is Gena Larso, but they all already qualified in arena number one, or qualified number one. Second place is Jeffrey Rednova, Rednova, otherwise known as Katas. This is A Wonder Liang. Two GMs. These are the defending champions of the previous two Bughouse World Championships. And they are qualifying from this arena. Chicken Zizon qualifying from this arena. I don't think they played the last arena. Chewy Marvel ordinarily would be fourth place finishers, but they already qualified the first arena. BJ Baker, Shibutu the Moon. So Shibutu the Moon is FM Chess Kid. They would qualify. So they finished fifth, but they finished third among people who hadn't qualified yet. Rezax and Galat, and who I believe Galat is Kibu playing, finished sixth in the arena, but should be the fourth qualifying team. And I apologize if I'm wrong about this stuff. This is just my understanding of how it works. And we have some other strong teams that didn't qualify, but should be able to qualify at one of the remaining 4 arenas. So 4 more arenas. So the Horko team, very strong. Horko Truth Doctors. They should be able to qualify in a subsequent arena. Dutchess Rust Magic should be able to qualify another arena. Team from India, Masai Kingdom and Soham 0705 should be able to qualify subsequent arena. Joanet and his partner, I'm not familiar with his partner, Manusa, they have decent chances at a future arena. So I'm not sure why Soccer Boy as a partner is rated 1700. The 1700 really ought to be in the challenger section. But yeah, top 4 teams advance. So congratulations to those who qualified and those who did well in the tournament. And great to see so many people playing. So there was a concern that as we get further and further into the tournament, that it may be, we may not have enough people playing the arenas, and we want to make sure each arena happens. I think that was one of the reasons that people were allowed to be in arenas, even though they had qualified before. So we'll see. Hopefully we have a lot of players at future arenas. If you haven't entered yet, there's still time. You don't have to go through some convoluted application process. All you need to do is join the appropriate Bughouse club. So some details are in this article here. So if your rating is above 2000, you join the Open Bughouse World Championship 2023 club. If you are under 2000, then you join the Challenger club. And then you look at the schedule of arenas, you get a partner beforehand, and you just play an arena. And if you finish in top 4 teams of those who haven't qualified yet, then you get to play in the group stage. Oh, it looks like True Player is streaming. Let's give a raid to True Player. True Player has been playing Bughouse for many years. I think I met him probably 15 years ago, maybe 10 years ago, but at least 10 years ago. And he's been streaming for about 10 months now, something like that. True Player has a very unique style. So this showcases what I said about Bughouse being a great game because people can play it differently. So a lot of players play very similar openings. He plays different openings from most everyone, and he invented a few openings which have various ideas. One of his ideas is to hold a knight in the opening for as long as possible. He has laser beam theory, where he just tries to be super aggressive, always be attacking. So there's kind of a consensus piece value of queen is 4, other pieces are 2, pawn is 1 in bughouse, but true player hates the queens. So he doesn't value the queens very much. So he sacks his queens a lot. Anyways, very interesting guy to watch. Check out his stream. Drop him a follow. Thank you everyone for joining me. I will be streaming later tonight in about 6.5 hours, and I'll be playing myself then. Have a good day, everyone. Bye, guys.